Welcome back, everybody,
to another week
of your favorite crypto podcast,
sometimes crypto
the Unscripted
crypto podcast.
Hey,
yo.
You know how it is over here. We catch you far and few between, but when we do catch you, we always got some fun activities, some fun news going on. I would like to assume that at least.
You said that a little creepy. We got some fun activities for y'all today.
I see. I was like, what are you talking about? Fun news. Don't mind alien guy over here. I got him on a trip to a forbidden kingdom a while ago.
So Alex went to Forbidden Kingdom. I was moving.
And then work stuff
and then actual work stuff,
internet stuff, and
then internet stuff. I had no Wi-Fi here for like a week and a half. I didn't have a hot water for a week. There may be an echo. This house is still pretty empty.
Now that you say it, I do hear it slightly echoey.
Right, there might be a slight echo.
William's living in a barren land.
Pretty
right
much.
Now.
But we always got coronas.
I wheeze a lot because I don't got any coronas.
Yeah, I bought coronas for the first time in like 2 years the other day.
He's like, it's a treat. I was
like, you know what? I'll buy a pack of coronas. No, because I buy other beers.
He said, I gotta do some manual labor. Time to get into character.
I need some from the. Good one. Good. So clearly, last time we spoke, there was a lot going on. We were talking about Bitcoin pushing up, possible retrace where it could go, possible rejection 100,000. It didn't. I was gonna say it got close to that, but it didn't.
It didn't.
I think it close to 100K, but it did go. It did go to 80s. Rejected heavy. Saw it at 77. Whole thing. But before we get into that, I saw something that I think would rage bait Alex.
Oh, that's how you love starting these episodes.
So I was on, I think, Instagram, just scrolling through, and I follow like Yahoo, Bloomberg, this other finance or finance news sites or finance people, and this came up, and I don't remember what the actual post was, but I remember this comment. And it said,
it was a comment. It wasn't even a post. It was a comment within a post.
It was a comment within the post, and I felt like this would rage bait Alex so well. And I'm gonna paraphrase. I don't remember it 100%, but the gist of it is if you think that taxation is theft, you're a moron. How do you think the government's meant to pay for things?
I wanted to stop you at the first few syllables of that sentence. If you think taxation is theft, I was like, okay, hold on. If this is meant to rage bait me, I already know where this is going.
He goes, I don't think he said the word moron, but he basically said like you're stupid, or like how do you think the government's meant to like pay for things or spend?
Yeah. Well, seeing how this is a random person on the internet, I'm really trying not to get mad. You want an opinion on that? Is that why you said this?
Nah, I just saw it and I felt like you would enjoy that.
I did not enjoy that. I did not.
I don't remember what the post was. I'm sure the post had to be about something about taxes or government, like free stuff.
Yeah. Probably has to be, but that's actually a kind of a crazy statement. If you think taxation is not theft, let us know in the comments. I would you know that meme is like, oh, convince me otherwise, or like it's not a meme. It's more so like
So devil's advocate here.
mhm.
To a certain degree, like I do see the point of like some level of taxation, you could say.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think I can agree upon like we should all put $10 in the pot for that we can all so we can afford to do X or Y. I think the issue I think you may have is the fact of we are taxed quite heavily, and then we're taxed on the purchase of things and the sale of things.
We're taxed left and right.
You're taxed
all
for
ends.
owning. I think the issue Alex has is we're taxed on everything that moves and shakes. I
And
remember
nothing gets nothing gets done.
that Martito, that was crazy what I just did. But I remember what it was. I remember the post. The post was regarding Sweden and how they're highly taxed, but they have better healthcare. They have all these other things, and I want to see in the comments what everyone was talking about. I don't remember the exact post, but I know it was about Sweden and their taxation and the way they do taxes.
I see.
And another comment was they're okay with paying that, like they're okay with paying their higher tax because they get all these other services that are done. He goes,
Correct.
if we were to pay this individually, like in the States, it would be so much more money than it being taxed.
Yeah, so the way I see it is when you're being taxed by a government, it's essentially just supposed to function as crowdsourcing. It's like when you start a GoFundMe to help someone out, it's like, oh, I got some extra money. Let me send some money to this GoFundMe and help someone out because they need the help. Or let's like quote unquote invest in this startup company that's trying to provide some service, but it's not, that one's not crowdsourcing. It kind of
Crowdfunding.
It functions the same as crowdfunding, but I feel like there is a different site for that one with a different terminology. That's like, oh, let's just give some seed money so they could launch this product because I like the product, but they need the money to get it started. And at like a root level, that makes sense. Like I'm totally for that. Yeah, if there is some general good or need that's required, good or service that's required from individuals, and you have some, and which everyone ultimately can have some spare change, mind you, change, not spare dollars, and I'm like, you could definitely try to support each other and grow society. And the reason why I say change instead of dollars is because percentage is what matters. If everyone's getting charged taxed for every dollar that they earn, for every dollar that they save, for every dollar they invest, and then they get taxed on for every dollar that's for everything that they're buying, like that's just an insane percentage. Overall, they're going to show you the numbers of your taxes. It's like, oh yeah, sales tax is 7%, but then they forgot to show you what like income tax is, and then also property tax, and then the tax for having a vehicle or insurance, and like all these
insurance
taxes
isn't a
add up.
tax. But you're being taxed on the insurance you're buying.
Insurance is also like, it kind of
fraud.
is a tax.
It's not tax.
It's not a direct tax, but it functions similarly, because we do have these insurance companies that they're just for profit, taking care of themselves. But the purpose of the insurance really is so like, oh, if you were to hit someone with your vehicle, not someone, but like a car or some property with your vehicle, there is an entity out there that can ensure that the funds get distributed where they need to get distributed to. It is a privatized taxation vehicle.
But No.
in a means.
It's not taxation.
You're right. It's not, because it's not taxation. It's not forced upon you to buy a specific insurance policy or anything.
To be fair,
it is an open market.
Yeah. Not just.
It is an open market. That one is a bit of a bridge.
Yeah.
But
I think what you're trying to say is, like, as you said earlier, we're gonna say we America, but I'm sure other places around the world face very similar issues. Well, yeah, where I'm currently living, Chile also faces, like,
everywhere.
not faces, but everywhere. It's this sensation of,
if there's a government, they're taxing you more than they need to be taxed. That's my statement.
I would say that's a hot take, but people are going to argue that that's inaccurate because they're so short on funding, but they're not understanding that that is a mix, that is a primarily a spending problem versus an income problem.
Oh yeah, 100%. It is primarily.
I think what people are missing is the fact of governments are spending are living above their means.
Governments are spending, have a higher. I don't know of a single government that spends less money than they actually generate.
I don't know of any either. Like, is that talked about? I think that's like there's probably very few and far between on that.
The only one that might be generating more money right now is one of those islands in the Caribbean that has the .ai domain, and they're just getting a bunch of subsidies or whatever from everyone registering a website with .ai.
There is an island that's currently happening.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
like
That's probably the only government that's making more
right?
money.
Isn't it? I saw something about it. Like, I remember seeing a number that was some wild number that this percentage is making up like the majority of their income.
Yeah. I'm searching that up right now. So this is what Leo says. Anguilla. The .ai domain extension belongs to Anguilla. Anguilla, a British overseas territory in the Eastern Caribbean.
Yeah.
Economic impact: the domain generates significant revenue for the island, contributing approximately to 23% of the government's revenue in 2024. Projecting reaches like a lot.
About half of its island. Mind you, that's an island that's based on tourism mainly.
It's a very small island. How much?
And that's like tourism. That's like Bimini to like for an example.
Yeah. Yeah,
but
it looks like there's hundreds of millions of dollars. But yeah, to my point, governments spend more than they actually need to. And because of that over expenditure, you as an individual are being taxed more than you need to.
Yeah. And mind you, this is not us saying picking sides or whatever. This is just saying, like, we're just spending more than what we should be spending.
Yeah, I'm all for helping anyone out who needs to be helped with whatever money that we could pull together.
Like, I think
I'm willing to contribute. It's like that guy, because the guy sent, like, his position makes sense to a degree. It's like, oh, how do you plan on, like, helping everyone else out if you don't pay your taxes? That's kind of what the taxes are for, and I get that. But taxation is absolutely theft in this state, in this day and age.
I think it's like I think Dave Ramsey said this once. He goes, Trump and his I think this was when Trump was running, whatever, and he was saying he was going to clean out the swamp and Doge and do all these things, and they were cutting these people's jobs, which is sucked for the people, but like the government has overspending, like maybe you don't need as many people. That's a different argument. I'm not even getting into that. And Dave Ramsey's basically say, he goes, if you think they hate Trump, I would be burned and killed on the stake, essentially, is what he said. He goes, they're not even doing half or quarter of what should be done to really, like, reduce costs. And he's the first one that said it. He's like, you think our military budget would be untouched? That'd be one of the first things I slash in half. Is
military budget has to be slashed in half, quite literally.
Right? Like, our position here isn't that spending on one versus the other is better. We're just saying we're just spending way too much, and if everything doesn't get a haircut, it doesn't solve the issue.
Exactly.
when I used to have a coworker, because now my coworker is my girlfriend, which is it's different. She would. I said my coworker is my girlfriend now.
Continue. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Alrighty, whatever. When I used it, my ex coworker from my old job, one time she was like, "Yeah, but." She goes, "Oh, it's that they're not paying enough taxes. Billionaires aren't paying enough taxes." And I go, "Listen, no matter how much billionaires were to pay in taxes, it wouldn't make up our deficit that we need." I literally looked at him like, "Listen, we can tax billionaires all you want. If we don't cut what we spend, it doesn't matter." I go, "If you want to be useful, cut spending, and you can raise your taxes if you want to do that, and that might do something. But like one versus the other is absolutely like ludicrous. Like we could keep tax rates just how they are, right? Don't touch them, and just cut our government spending, or cut government spending in general, and you could find a surplus. But like Dave Ramsey says, like you would be the most hated human on earth if you did that, like by companies, by people, by everything." But yeah, that was quite a tangent that we got into there.
I mean, you're the one who brought up taxation, and you know how I get when it comes to taxation.
You want to get into what I was telling you about Trump off air before we start recording?
Yeah, you said something about...
it's about the IRS.
Yeah, you said something about the IRS and Trump. What's going on?
It just happened today, what today is? May 20th.
Today is May 20th?
So apparently, I believe... I didn't read the full. I read one of the articles. I didn't see the full dates of when the original agreement was made. Let me see if I have it here real quick. Okay, so it was reached this week, between Monday and Monday and today.
And
I'm on the money. Thank God. So, do you remember when Trump first took office? He essentially sued the IRS
first took office in 2016 or recently?
First took office this year. I mean, last year.
Okay.
So he sued for his leaked income statement because he didn't provide it. It was leaked by the IRS. So he sued them for $10 billion. Making a whole thing of you either pay this money for the lawsuit, and they've been going at it back and forth. As I would agree with people, this is the boss of the company arguing with HR to a degree, or with the finance department. Mm-hmm. And this week they finally settled. Trump drops the lawsuit. They create a I have it here. I wrote it. They create an Anti-Weaponization Fund, and the Trump family and companies cannot be what's the exact word? They're banned essentially from being audited from the date the agreement was made.
From the date that the agreement was made till the date of the agreement,
they're till the date
audited.
Meaning,
So anything after that date, which is this week,
up for grabs.
Anything after this date is up for grabs.
Correct. Anything before the date is not up for grabs. And the reason it caught my attention because this influencer, you could say influencer, radio host, journalist. He's not really a journalist. He wouldn't say so, but journalist. He would be considered. Charlemagne the God wrote. He's very liberal, very Democrat. Nothing to it. I'm just saying his political views because I would say there is biases, as we all have biases, and it was very much so. Though I think I sent it to you. The way it was posted and the way they talked, that it was framed was that the Trump administration has basically put themselves in a bubble where they're never going to be audited again. They're free from audits. They can do whatever they want until the rest of time, essentially.
Yeah, never audited again is a big difference from audited up until today.
Yeah, and I will say the reason it says that, because this is from the Guardian. It reads, the U.S. Justice Department forever bars IRS from auditing Trump past tax returns, right? So that's the Guardian, but there's other ones that don't say that.
Tax returns, yeah.
Correct. But this is the way I will read to you what. So because this was an amendment that was signed, I believe, today or yesterday, and it was signed by the Attorney General, Todd Blanche. The acting Attorney General says the government is forever barred and precluded from examining the tax returns of Trump, his family, company, related companies. The agreement applies to anything filed before the agreement was reached. It was posted on the Justice Department's website this morning, on Tuesday morning. So that's what the statement says. But the thing is, people are just sticking with the government is forever barred and precluded from examining the tax returns of the Trump family and companies.
Yeah.
So if you just stick with
the fact that it's to the date of the agreement,
which, mind you, if you want to say it's overreach, if you want to say it's whatever, I'm cool with it. My issue is people are, the way it's perceived in my eyes,
they're misconstruing the facts.
Yeah. Because the way I look at it is, if this was anyone, right, and the government were to leak your documents, which they shouldn't leak, and it is leaked, and you do sue, I'm like, wouldn't you push for some sort of agreement like this? Like, if you're just you. Whether or not you get is a different story, but, like, wouldn't you go for something that covers, like, all the bases as much as it can?
I am looking at one of these posts also from X. Reverend Warnock, and his phrasing says the president just used his power to exempt himself of his family from audits on every tax return they've ever filed. If this is not corruption to the highest degree, then what is? He's in this case he's saying that the president used his power to exempt himself, and from what I've come to understand about how the government works, there's a distribution of power, and this seems like it was from the judicial branch.
Also, I was also going to say, I'm like, people are, again,
saying that this is the president who did this, when in reality, there was a different branch of government.
Not just that, mind you, the government was at wrong here, right? Like, if his documents were leaked, and I'm suing you for a crazy amount of money, and you have to defend it, and you have no true case to defend it, because you're not because why not let it go to court and, like, drag it out and spend the money on it? Why settle if you have a case to be made? Yeah, why settle if you have a case to be made that we didn't leak it, that's not what occurred, or whatever?
Yeah, the government shouldn't settle.
You shouldn't. They wouldn't settle. You only settle when you're beat. If not, you go to trial or you make a plea deal or whatever.
The government should do that. Yeah, correct.
Yeah. So I also kind of get the point of, like, it is like Trump is, since he is the president, he is controlling everything underneath him to a degree. But, like, as you said, like, there is separation of power there to an extent.
Yeah, there typically is.
Right. So I see people's point. I just don't like the misconstruing of what happened. There's also a big issue with the other thing the first thing I said, which was what ruffled the feathers at the beginning, which was the Anti-Weaponization Fund.
Okay. Yeah, tell me more about that.
So essentially, they're taking this money that already pre-exists, that are used in the court systems, and they're creating a fund out of it. Meaning, if you were prosecuted or attacked by the government because of political reasoning, and you win your case, you have the ability to make a claim to the fund for any damages that were caused. The big example everyone's using is January 6th at the moment, that these people were misunderstood and that they were able to, and that they were weaponized. So like, and they should get like payback. Mind you, Trump did not take any money from this fund. It's not for anything. People are also making it seem like he's taking money from the fund. As of right now, he's taking no money. He said he wasn't going to take any money from there. He's not making a claim. But people are saying that his friends can take money from the fund or make a claim for it as well. Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
I just think that's just a big can of worms you're opening up, in my opinion.
Yeah, it could definitely be a big. I could see that. I just don't know. I don't exactly see how that ties together.
So it was part of the agreement. The reason they said it was because they agreed to make that fund. Because what they're saying is they weaponize the court system against Trump, or he argued, or his lawyer
Trump
argued.
Yeah, Trump's lawyers argued.
Trump seemed to argue that they weaponized the federal system to leak the information to do all these things, and you're weaponizing. You weaponize the system against the people, because he was 2019. He wasn't president anymore, or he was about to be out of office. So that's why that's my understanding of it.
Mm-hmm. There was this other case that the IRS recently lost. It was Wong versus the United States.
Okay.
WONG. Where the rulings was that the IRS should not have assessed penalties or interest for late tax filings and payments during the federally declared COVID-19 disaster from January 2020 to July 10, 2023. So there is a form that you could sign to, if the IRS is making claims that you did not file your taxes on time, and if they're charging you interest based off of that.
Which they would be.
Yeah, correct.
And they lost that.
Yeah, so that period, Form 843 is what you would need to sign, and that would essentially like absolve whatever. I'm not a tax expert, but that's kind of what's the deal with that case. So the IRS obviously overcharging the taxes that they are already collecting, and the government tells them to collect more taxes than they need to. Well, yeah. You already know where I stand.
It's a mess. I mean, mind you, we had to deal with the refund we talked about last episode, which is a while ago.
That's more tax.
That's a mess.
That's also more taxation.
But we agreed with that taxation, though.
We assumed that the taxation was legal.
Yes, but we also agreed with it. I mean, we agreed for tariffs.
All right. Yeah, I'm way more for tariffs than for taxing income.
Yeah, it's fine. That's fine. But we agreed for that, which was also, I mind you, I agree with you. Like, I assumed the taxes would stick. Not even stick would make sense. Like, they were done the right way.
Yeah.
Which we from the very beginning said like that's not the way it should have been done. But that's a different story.
Yeah. A lot of developing stories when it comes to taxing in this country. It's crazy. I just think that it's crazy how this country was founded off of like a 3% tax on beverages.
2% tax on tea.
On a beverage. And you're getting taxed 7%. Well, I don't know if you're getting taxed 7% on tea nowadays.
You're getting taxed 7%. That's sales tax.
On tea though? Because you don't get taxed. You don't get taxed on food.
Yes, you do.
Now, if you go to the market and you buy like chicken breast,
do it. You're getting taxed. It says taxes on the receipt.
Not on like Whole Foods, or regular foods. You don't get taxed on that. If it's a prepared food like frozen vegetables, maybe frozen vegetables. I'm assuming frozen vegetables might fall into that. depending, or like let's not say frozen vegetables, but more so like frozen hash browns. Since there's some preparation done, then you get taxed on that. That's like you're getting taxed on the labor. But if it's like fruits and vegetables, meats, you don't get taxed on that. So we might not be getting taxed at 7% on tea, but we are getting taxed way more on everything else, and on average.
Okay, so most, like as you said, chicken breasts, canned goods, or fresh produce, meat, dairy, bread, and canned goods are tax exempt.
Correct. Yeah.
Oh shit! Didn't know that.
Yeah, you
Had no idea.
You do get taxed on stuff like candy and sodas and like processed foods like that. For the most part.
Okay.
Again, all these companies, because like you might not get taxed on cereal, but that's the cereal companies lobbying with the government so that it's cheaper for them to sell their product and they could sell more of it.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother discussion.
Yeah. Lobbying should be illegal.
And that's a whole discussion right there.
And I've said this. I think I've said that lobbying should be like illegal.
It's kind of hard to make that one illegal, though.
It wasn't very much. It wasn't. I mean, it's always been so. It's not hard.
That one's hard.
It just won't be done. It just won't be done.
That one's a difficult one to enforce.
Yeah, because the Jews run it all.
I don't know.
That's a joke. I was putting it on Anello. It's a joke. The Jews run 50% of it. It's not that bad.
Yeah, but they represent what? Like a 5-10%? Not even 10%. Probably like a 5% of... I don't know. I did have a discussion
I was joking.
Someone where they're like, oh, what percentage, like distribution-wise, of like the Supreme Court justices? It's like, oh, it's pretty like fairly distributed or whatever.
Okay.
And then he's like, and this person was like, what are you talking about? There's more Jews than there are women. And I was like, what? And there was only one woman. And
yeah.
And then he's like, look, what percentage of Jews are there? And I was like, okay, I see your point.
How many Jewish people were there?
I don't remember.
Like two?
Yeah, essentially more than one.
Okay. That's funny.
Well, in all fairness, even one, if there is one, it'd be an extremely large amount.
Fair. I was going to ask something, but then we're going to go down a tangent that I don't think we want to deal with.
Yeah, probably not. I don't care. I particularly don't care for that conversation.
What do you think it was going to be? Like, we won't get into it. I just want to know what you think.
I don't want to. I don't even want to speculate it.
Okay.
I don't even want to speculate it.
That's fair.
What crypto news you got for us, dog?
So, like, it's unless I'm pulling up a chart, I don't have much. Oh, actually, I lie to you. I lie. I do have one. I lie to you. So I think I've talked about him on this pod. I'm almost positive I've told you about him. I told you about him. James Sexton, divorce lawyer, New York.
Saxton?
No, it's Sexton.
Okay. You have brought him up before. I just thought it was Saxton.
It's Sexton. He's a big time New York City divorce lawyer. He represents the ultra wealthy, billionaires, big money.
William's making sure he has him on retainer for when the day comes.
Homie, no, you're not gonna. You don't want him unless you're going to a blood fight. Mind you, he charges $750 to $1,000 an hour.
Nice.
He ain't bad. He ain't doing bad for himself.
Little pocket change, I guess.
A little light pocket change. So the reason I bring him up, because I saw a clip about him talking about he just recently did a divorce for this person, and like the main focal point of the divorce was she can have whatever she wants, but we're keeping all the Bitcoin.
That was the main focal point.
The dude's main focal point was we give her whatever she wants, but she doesn't get a cent of crypto.
Okay.
And James, he divulges. He goes, yeah, we win we settle. We give her almost everything she asked for, just to make sure we don't, like, not everything, but we make sure that Bitcoin's not touched. You keep it all.
You gotta give some push every once in a while.
Exactly. And he basically was talking about, he's like, listen, because it divulges, he's like, me as the lawyer, I have to be responsible and understand the goings of the world, because my potential clients can have these things going around in the world. He goes, I was already interested in Bitcoin beforehand, so I already had knowledge. He goes, he made out like a bandit. He paid me in Bitcoin. I was happy. Like he crypto was down like a bandit. He goes, crypto is down compared to when I was up, so they weren't even really pushing for the crypto either. And he just goes, but the other side also wasn't pushing for it. Because he goes, in my opinion, the other lawyers aren't fully aware of what the asset class is in and of itself to advise their clients on, what about these assets? Do you, maybe you should ask for some of this versus just that, and all that. And he basically said that this is the first year, 2026, where crypto / Bitcoin is mentioned in the yearly, like, he basically goes like this yearly thing that's published by, like, I don't want to misspeak because I don't remember what it was, but like by an entity. It's the first time crypto / Bitcoin is mentioned in this like yearly renowned thing that all lawyers get almost once a year. It's a lawyer thing, and it's like the first time it's mentioned in their like Bible to a degree that's renewed every year.
Some type of lawyer publication that gets pushed once a year.
Maybe it might not be a publication. It might be like a federal thing. Yeah, some sort of
announcement, a publication, a event, something that lawyers look at every year, and they're like, first time Bitcoin and crypto's up on there.
Yeah. And he goes, it's really important on the other side that they make sure to be aware of this, because he goes, early stages of Bitcoin, I also had a client, because he told two stories. He goes, I also had a client that told me, I asked him, hey, do you have any access to these wallets? He goes, no, I have zero access. He was lying. James finds out he's lying as they're going through the process. But the other side, like happened this time, didn't push. So he's like, I don't have to tell you anything if you're not pushing for it.
Yeah.
As long as I'm giving like the clear idea of, this exists, it's here, whatever. Like, but if you're not going after it, I don't have to share it. Essentially, is what he was saying. And I just found that interesting that it's 2026. Bitcoin's been out forever now, for 12 plus years now. It's had multiple 60K. And between 60K to now, doubling to 120 something to where it is now, it's the first time it's like brought up in like in law, into like this law thing where not just divorce, but like legal matter, like Bitcoin is, I would assume, quite prevalent, especially like finance and these deals in New York. I found that interesting.
Yeah, that's the part that still gets me excited about it. There's still so few individuals that know about it or care about it or understand about it or understand it, and that to me just indicates that it's still technically early.
Yeah,
it is expensive now to own a full Bitcoin, but still technically early. And if you're early, that means that there's something to leverage there.
I'm gonna push back on that. It's not too expensive, and it's not. And I will say the reason I'm gonna push back, the reason I'm gonna say it is because it's like what your dad has always said: I'm gonna buy the house when it's cheaper, but the house never comes down, or if it does come down, it's still more expensive than when he could have bought in it. Mm-hmm. It's never too expensive. I think the saying is you should always buy when you can buy.
Mm-hmm. That is actually the truth when it comes to an asset like that.
Yeah. Oh, and before I divulge, check it out. The podcast that I heard it on was with Nally Brunell, and it was the title "World's #1 Divorce Attorney on Money and Love: High Stakes Bitcoin Divorce and Fixing Broken Marriages." Check it out. It's a fun listen, and I just want to make sure we plug it. Make sure But that was
Very
one
valid.
where I found that was interesting. The other thing, which is not Bitcoin related at all, if you want me to get into it, is also an interesting one.
Okay. Another news thing that you found?
Not news. It's a tool.
Okay.
So you know Michael Bloomberg, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know Michael Bloomberg.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't. I'm stupid. I might be a little retarded, and I didn't know what the Bloomberg Terminal was. Is that where I was going with it?
Yeah, that's the Bloomberg Terminal. It's a tool. It's a hell of a tool too.
So I saw a post about the Bloomberg Terminal, and I was like, what is this? Because I didn't know what it was. I didn't know Michael Bloomberg. I knew Michael Bloomberg was famous and was a billionaire. I didn't know why.
Yeah.
I didn't know why, I'm going to be honest. And I'm a finance person. I should know, and I'm an idiot for not knowing. Hate me. Whatever. Do you know how insane it is?
It's cracked. It's like S tier.
It's
by definition, it is the S tier.
It is the S tier
finance
tiers if you can afford it. It's also not necessary to have, to be clear.
No, not necessary. No, of course not
Like-
necessary.
So, do you know how much it costs a year to have?
I want to say it's like $10,000 a license per seat per year. That's a guesstimate.
I Googled it. 30,000.
So 3 times more expensive than what I thought it was.
3 times more expensive. So before, I'm assuming it wasn't like this, but now, the only way to log in is with your fingerprint. Physical button, scan it, produces the code, you can log in into the terminal. I didn't know. Well, I never knew. I didn't know about it, but it has everything and anything that exists into it. That's insane what it has. Do you want to know?
There's a reason why they're charging $30,000 per seat.
Dude, do you want to know the coolest part about it? The thing I found the coolest. There's way more things to it than what I saw in the videos I saw. But one of the things I saw that was so cool.
What was it?
Craigslist for rich people.
What? What do you mean?
There's a data set that you can pull up, and it shows what high-end products are for sale by individuals. Meaning, I'm selling a Ferrari for a Spider. It's the data shows there. Like if it's public data, of course, it's showing up. I'm selling a Rolex Sky Dweller publicly or whatever. It shows there with their prices. It has cars, watches, boats, really cool. Houses.
That is actually super, super cool. I did not know about that feature.
I saw that and I was like, the dude showing, he goes, this is one, like, I don't use, it's not useful for me in any way, shape, or form, but it's just cool.
That is actually really cool.
Right? That's a pretty cool one.
Scraping the internet for whatever APIs it's got. It's like, let's see what like high-end products are out for sale.
Yes.
Put it all together onto one platform, dashboard. Here you go. Craigslist for rich people.
Want another cool one? It has live oil tanker data.
That's wild. That's actually really fucking cool too.
The guy was basically like, if you don't use it, it's not you don't need this at all. But like it has it, and not just a live map with the data.
Yeah.
Of all the tankers moving around. And I'm assuming if it has that, it has plane data, private jet data.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
And the other thing the dude was explaining, he goes, he basically goes, it's impossible for any one person to know every function within the Bloomberg terminal. He goes, it does not exist. He goes, there's what they typically have is a master of individual subsets of categories for each thing.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there's like a data set for how much fuel there are in certain like fuel storage facilities across the world.
If they're public or they have to be like logged, yeah.
No, they're to some degree they are stored in some database. Where it's like, oh, there's a massive oil, like crude oil storage facility in the middle of, I don't know, Alaska, which there would be, and that one stores X amount of like hundreds of millions of barrels. And there is someone on site who's tracking how many barrels are coming in and how many barrels are going out. And it's very possible that type of data is on the Bloomberg terminal. Granted, we cannot confirm that because we don't got $30K for a seat.
Not even that, mind you. You would have to learn the functions on how to work it. Because, mind you, it comes with its own special keyboard for it. Or better said, the fingerprint's like a little card. There's also like a keyboard for it. Or the one I saw had its own keyboard.
It might be a keyboard that they customly made
for all the functions. So the first video I saw about it was, so if you were to look up a company, let's say you look up Ford, you click on Ford, and it opens up like a diagram of like different things you want to look at, like or a drop down of like what do you want to look at. So if you want to look at like board members or something like that, you click the button and it'll show you the board members, their stake in the company, what other companies or interests they may have like to something else, all like in a web, not a web per se, but like what's the pattern? I don't know, but
it's
just
like
connect it. It's like a web, yeah. Just connect it, showing you all the different things, and then you can drag. Or if you want to look at something else, like how many cars have been produced, it'll show you all the cars. Like they've produced 1 million cars, and a Venn diagram. What have the cars been produced? What's their like top sellers, bottom sellers? Where do they make the most money on? What are their all of it? I was like, this is insane. Like, it's an insane tool. And Michael Bloomberg he goes, when we first started, it was all pen and paper. We just like, and I was like, he goes, there needs to be a better way to like put this data together. And he meets he hires an engineer. He goes, let's make these computers. Well, they start making it. A year later, the first PC comes out. Or a year later, he goes, the PCs come out. They're making these computers, and then he goes, we're not doing this. Let's buy them, and let's build the software that we can use on there. And he goes, and then that's how we made it, essentially. And I just find it so crazy. The other like breakdown was like it's not worth it to have as an individual because you just will never use all like the functions within it. Mm-hmm. But they did explain like if you're a company, it makes total sense that you're gonna pay not even a company. If you're a large hedge fund, financial industry, like big money, he goes, it makes sense to have this because one, you have centralized data all in one spot. And you have all these different subcategories within the same terminal where it connects, where everyone can use it. You don't have to have 1,000 different like programs and things to use. Mm-hmm. I was like, this is insane. Like, it's an insane tool. I'm sorry.
That's actually really cool. Yeah, no, the Bloomberg Terminal is something that has always been quite literally like outstanding pinnacle of financial software.
Can I even add a little, not add, but like something else? I just found out about the Bloomberg Terminal, and I don't know but I don't hear many other like things like held against it to the same degree.
I don't think there is anything that could compare to it.
Oh, forgot to mention, you can also like chart on it.
Dude, you could do so many things with that.
It could
The
probably
charting the charting thing is such a minute thing when it comes to features for the Bloomberg Terminal that like okay.
He goes, this is like the least fun part about it.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
funny.
But all yours. Take it away.
So what I found quite interesting was that a new Senate bill or state bill was signed.
What state?
I was gonna say you want to take a gander, but it's 50 states. It's the state of South Carolina.
Damn it! I was gonna say, wait, let me shoot my shot.
There's 50 states. There's so many states.
That's fair.
South Carolina signed State Bill 163 into law with Governor Henry McMaster's signature. Mm-hmm. So this is a crypto-friendly bill that is obviously pro-crypto, but more importantly, anti-CBDC. I think that is ultimately the main thing that is the most important. We do not want governments having CBDCs because once a central organization has control of how you can hold, spend, or control or earn your money, that is where your freedom completely gets taken away. But yes, continue. Go. What? Corruption?
Corruption. Or I'm not going to say corruption, but adding to use the reason, the importance of CBDCs and all these things.
The importance of not having CBDCs.
Of fighting against and not having it is currently living in Chile. My girlfriend's from here. We've been through this every episode, I think. But
you keep on bringing it up.
Well, I think for new listeners, if I go at it,
I just messing with you.
He got me. Fuck this guy. He got me. I bring it up so they just passed some law or things basically like there was this old thing like that everyone gets that if you don't, I don't know exact terminology, but whatever. Let's say you owe money to the government for a specific thing. If you owe money to the government and they just said that you have to start paying and you haven't been paying, what they've been doing is going straight into the state's bank into your account and taking the funds directly from it.
That sounds like such a great time.
Yeah, this is a state bank, and this is like the main bank that I will say 99% of people use because it's the easiest. You don't need any money or whatever. It's like it's cuenta estado. It's state account. It's a state account, and they're taking the money directly from the account if you have not paid your debt. The reason I say CBDCs, this is without a CBDC. Could you imagine if all the money was CBDCs or was in that same way?
Now, I do want to say it's like, okay, in this case that you're talking about, sure, the government, one could argue, sure, the government's taking the money that it's rightfully owed.
Correct.
Sure, fine, that's fine. How about if the government just says that they're rightfully owned, that and they're just simply not? That's the problem. Because it enables them the opportunity to abuse the system that they have created and that everyone has opted into. CBDCs make this really bad.
To add, it's not just that. It also, my girlfriend's dad says like they should be paying or whatever. Which I'm like, yeah. I'm like, but I have a problem with the government taking the money from my account though.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah,
I
that's a problem.
And that's a problem. I mean, I'm not gonna say I know in the U.S. too. Like, if you have child support or whatever, they can dock your pay. They can do all these things. I'm not saying it doesn't happen in other ways, but I think it's a little different when the government could do it like systematically, go into everyone's account.
When it's something that only you should have control over.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem.
Yes.
Because
and he was
at
like,
the end of the day, if you're not the only one who has control of that, then it's not
yours.
There's no property there. There's no ownership. It's not yours.
And my gripe with it was, he was like, oh, but that's like it's normal because like they're so like entwined with the system like that. And I'm like, no, you shouldn't be okay with that.
You see, William, I'm glad that you see that and that you understand that. Now, I just hope that you could get that and also apply that same logic to data. The data that you generate on the internet is yours. That should be yours. But the system right now that we have is created so that, we just hand it out freely to these organizations.
It's not handed out freely. It's sold to them. They're buying it.
We generate it.
But
we give it away free.
No, I'm saying, yes, we give it for free. But then
after that, it gets sold
buys
and
data.
Used. Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
that's what I'm
profiles
saying.
Are made. That's different,
yes.
But that's a secondhand market. There's also
okay.
a use case for first-hand market data. Anyways,
continue.
Have ownership of what's yours. Do not allow CBDCs to become a thing. South Carolina State Bill 163 prevents any state agency from accepting or requiring payment in CBDCs. Yes.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
But if the federal government makes a CBDC,
the state
won't accept the money.
California does not allow it.
North Carolina or South.
What did I say?
You said California. I know that they're the first ones accepting it.
I said South Carolina. Did I say just straight California or South
You
California?
just said straight California. You just said straight
bad,
California. I'm like, no. They're the ones accepting it.
Yeah. South Carolina, my bad.
Yeah.
The state of South Carolina would not allow it to take place within their state.
I mean, I think Florida has one too, right?
Yeah.
I think it passed. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's I'm with you. CBDCs should not be a thing. I think I'm definitely like governments should have some like ability to do certain things, but it's also like we get to that point of government overreach. That's a thing. That's the issue.
Well, this bill also ensures that private entities, individuals, and businesses cannot be denied the ability to accept payments in digital assets or utilize self-custodial wallets for their digital assets. Essentially saying you have the right to own your own asset with your own private keys, which I think is funny, but I'm glad that the government is thinking logically. The reason why I say I think it's funny is because, well, sure.
Okay.
It's like, yeah, sure. Yeah. You could definitely tell me or tell any individual they cannot hold private keys, but there's also a very hard chance for you to prove that if someone is relatively sane.
Fair. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, no, it's
Then that's just a sign of overreach. It's like you're trying to enforce something that you really have no right to be enforcing.
Yeah.
But in this case, the state of South Carolina is in line with sound logic. I don't know. That's neither here nor there. Essentially, no CBDCs in South Carolina, and I think that's a good thing.
I mean, definitely a good thing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Where's Bitcoin at? Are we up? Are we down?
You want me to pull a chart?
It's you could pull a chart if you want, if you think there's enough to go over.
I just always think it's better to look at something versus like me just saying what it is.
Oh, I see. I get it. Oh, you want to know something surprising? Tether is at a whopping $1.
That's what's up. So let me put this away. And let me put this away. Cool. I don't remember last time we touched on this, but I do remember last time we touched where we were probably around here, breaking above, and I think we said, because this is on the weekly, I think we said it probably around this week, because we probably recorded 4 weeks ago from the time that episode came out. We were around here, that there was a possibility of reaching all the way to, I did say 100, right? I said 100?
Did you say 100?
I don't remember what I said now.
Because it's been a month.
It's been a month. Okay, so I probably said we have a likelihood of reaching around probably 80s to 90s.
I think 80 sounds about right.
80 sounds about right?
Yeah.
It's there to just go back. I would have probably said we have a good likelihood of rejecting around here, around the 82s, which we got to 81, 82. Oh, yeah, right about where I'm looking at it now, assuming the same thing.
You're assuming you said the same. Yeah.
I'm assuming I said the same thing. I could be 100% wrong, and I'll be hysterical if I did. I probably did say like it could probably get around 80s. Then if it keeps on pushing further up, it would probably get to even the hundreds.
Yeah.
So as of right now, we're currently upward momentum. I do see a lot of people or a lot of Twitter space, X space saying we should reject, as we rejected here hard and continue to push down. I will say, just like I haven't looked at charts in forever, I really haven't had time. We are holding well, relatively compared to where I feel like the feeling of the market is in. Like I feel like we're in dread, despair, and dying, but Bitcoin's at 78,000 right now, which is pretty solid, right? 78?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Pretty solid.
What's that orange line? Yellow, orange.
This one?
Yeah.
Should be 200.
I don't think that's a 200.
50.
50 day. Okay.
That is it 50 day? Should be.
I don't think it's 200.
No, it's the week. It's the 50 week.
50
no, 200 is
week.
down here. 200's somewhere else. I don't even have the 200 week. It doesn't show up on this chart.
No,
it doesn't show up on this chart.
Not the 200 week, 200 day.
I can probably pull that one. So we're currently on rejection right now. This is the 50 day, which it bounced on as support, and now this is 100, the 200. I mean, and we would be rejecting at it at 80K, unless we break above it.
Yeah. So I have a article here from The Block. Well, actually, it looks like they're referencing CryptoQuant.
Mm-hmm.
Where CryptoQuant says that Bitcoin mirrors 2022 bear market pattern as sentiment turns extremely bearish. Bitcoin recently rallied and hit resistance at the 200-day moving average near $82,400. Pattern CryptoQuant said is similar to the March 2022 bear market.
It's similar to the 2022 bear market?
2022 bear market, correct. So the head of research at CryptoQuant, Julio Moreno, said the move directly mirrors what happened back in March 2022 when Bitcoin rallied 43% from its low before hitting the 200-day moving average and then resuming its downtrend. Moreno noted, adding that Bitcoin rose around 37% from its April 2026 lows before facing a similar resistance level. So essentially from April till just recently, it went up 37%, which similar to the 43% rally seen back in March 2022. And then once it hit that 200-day moving average, bear market continued. The quote continues
That's what
saying,
everyone's saying.
Yeah, the quote continues says, in bear markets, the 200-day moving average has consistently acted as a boundary between relief, rally territory, and trend resumption. So a failure to move above the 200-day moving average just kind of signals that a bear market will continue.
Correct. I was literally about to say that. I was literally about to say, like, if we push above it, we could see like a new push upwards, and maybe that's like the thing we're saying, like 4-year cycle no longer exists, or is going to reject again because it would need to reject here somewhere and continue pushing downwards and lose the 50-day.
Now, William, what if you don't, is that a 50-day average you got there in yellow or 50-week average?
That's
you said
no, they're both on. They were both weeks. Now they're on days. They're both days.
Okay, I think you were looking at the week because of that one time that we were curious about something.
Possibly.
Because I was like, why are you looking at the 50-week? Like, I do remember that we pulled it up one time. We were looking at we were trying to see the 200-week, and we were like, oh wait, you can't do that because there's not enough
on the chart.
data.
Yeah, there probably wasn't enough data. But yeah, that's currently where it's at. I mean, to their point, they're saying it looks like we're back in March, right? Which, click the wrong button.
Back in March 2022.
Correct. But we're not in March. We're in May. We've had 4 months since that cycle, like since that like top occurred, right? Because this was the top, November 21.
Yeah, but okay.
And that happened. They're saying March. Boom, boom.
Yeah, that rally right there.
Right here. But we peaked in November. We currently peaked
in
October, a month earlier, and we're currently sitting at this price.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm thinking is we're further along in the bear market than we were when that happened.
Maybe, but I think the ultimate key takeaway is that expect some pain in the near future.
So I'm not disagreeing with that. I think the key takeaway is, at least for me, is if we're under the 200-day, expect pain. If we can break above the 200-day, I think we can get a relief.
Yeah, but
now the
200-day.
We've been lost it though. We haven't had it.
Yeah, but when I say lost, I mean is that we didn't break through it.
That's not losing. That's rejecting off of it.
Yeah, that's straight up. Okay,
but that's not losing. We've already lost it.
Yeah,
that's
okay.
It's irrelevant. Like it's just the terminology you're using is not the correct one. That's it. That doesn't matter. Okay. But I know what you're trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
We were rejected against it. Yeah, but we also bounced on the 50.
Okay, I see that. I see that logic too.
Right? We also just bounced on the 50. What happened here? When we lost it here, we didn't bounce on the 50. We broke below the 50 as well.
I think my thing stopped updating on me. I'm not seeing you.
Oh. Like, right? We also bounced on the 50 beforehand and pushed up, then rejected hard. if we were, I'm sorry, this is a lot of scrolling back and forth. I should have 2 charts open. In this situation, we also broke below the 50, did not retest it, and then pushed up, and now we're bouncing on it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it plays out. We either bounce, reject, or, I mean, the only 2 options is you bounce, reject, or bounce, go above it. I mean, rejecting makes a lot of sense. And if we are holding true to bear market, it should almost 1,000% reject, and you should short the living shit out of it. Like, that is the most obvious, like, play, right? Like, if that's the argument.
So. Right? I would think so. Oh, now it's updating.
For our thesis, though, I think it kind of, we want it to hold this 68, 70K like level here, which we don't know if it will. But I mean, it has done a good run up. It also just did a good pullback.
I mean,
I don't know
if it were to drop down to 64,000. What percent lodge would that be from here?
That's a move. That's a 20% move.
Yeah, that's a significant move.
It's a big move, yeah.
62.
So I see the point. I think the likelihood, realistically, I think we just might see it like zone, like a range, but like range to like close this. And like either if it breaks down, like breaks below it, or breaks above. To everyone's credit, I think everyone's very much bearish, especially like the market, like the exterior of the world is not helping the situation at all whatsoever.
Mm-hmm. Guy from
dominance is on another level too. Yeah.
This guy from Crypto Quant says that where was I? Just saw it. If Bitcoin's correction continues, Moreno sees around $70,000 as key support level.
70?
Mm-hmm.
70. Right here. Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah. I'm trying to see, because I don't see any information here on this chart saying how much it dropped back in that after the rejecting the
right there
moving average.
Where do you want to go down to? Here, this is 22%. Here, 40. Here, 63. Or here, 67.
Jeez, 67.
Yeah, so like if we go from 48 back to there, is that? So if we were to look at from where we are right now, this current rejection,
67%.
which will take this, we'll take this red candle.
67% is low. 25,000. Dude, what a sale that is. That's a steep price.
Let's look at it objectively. Do we see Bitcoin going to 67,000 to 26,000?
No, I don't see 60% drops anymore being a thing.
So like even at all-time high, we saw 76% drop down, 77. All-time high.
If it gets to 27,000, I'm going to start selling plasma again or something.
I'm selling my right kidney.
That's a
almost
lot.
90. So if we assume we've been getting like 10% haircuts from like the drop downs from all-time highs, this is the full retracement, because that one did 67. This is going to do between 50 to 60. So here's our low end. This is where I'll put my lowest of lows in this bear market. And mind you, if this were to happen, I would shit the bed.
Okay,
everything's gonna shit the bed.
Okay, so I'm gonna need you to say a number there, because my screen for your screen share
50,000, 49,321 would, in my opinion, would be the lowest of lows.
Yeah, that's pretty low.
That would be like the lowest of
that's
lows,
pretty
in
low.
my opinion.
I would think so. Somewhere similar.
Right? I don't know. It's
I mean, I haven't done a deep analysis of the charge in a while, but
I haven't had time to chart. I've been running around with my head cut off. I have nothing else.
We covered plenty, I think. So
Do you want me to throw a curveball? Last one of the night before we wrap it up.
Okay, go for it.
I've been listening to Brilliant Idiots, and this apparently happened in court, and it was apparently Trump is going to change the Constitution to be able to run for a third term.
What? Is he attempting to do that?
Apparently, that's what I've heard on the pod that I listened to.
Okay, well, that's going to need some fact checking, because even if you were to attempt, it's not going to happen.
So they did ask someone who was being sworn in to something like in government that if can Trump run for a third term?
No.
And the guy didn't say no. He goes, well, I'll have to check under the current Constitution, XYZ. He never said no.
Yeah. Just because he never said no doesn't mean the answer is not no.
Yeah, I agree. So
the answer is no. He can't.
That's what I'm saying.
That was after, I think, Theodore Roosevelt or Franklin.
Theodore Roosevelt was the last one.
I think he had like 4 terms, and they were like, "This is too much."
Yeah. So, like, literally, CNN, Trump hints at 2032 presidential run. I don't even know what 2020. That's crazy. 2032. That's insane.
So, what amendment limited to term presidency? 22nd Amendment, 2-term limit on presidency.
Yep, after Roosevelt.
No person shall be elected to the office of the president more than twice, and no person who has held the office of president or acted as president for more than 2 years of a term to which some other person was elected president shall be elected to the office of the president more than once. But this article shall not apply to any person holding the office of president when this article was proposed by Congress, and shall not prevent any person who may be holding the office of president or acting as president during the term within which the article becomes operative from holding the office of president or acting as president during the remainder of such term.
Bro, I'm with you. I hear these things on podcasts. Mind you, I love the podcast I listen to, the Brilliant Idiots. Their political side, I'm just like, you guys are going to an extreme that I don't agree with. Like, he's not running for a third term. He's not. That's not happening.
It's literally in the Constitution. He will be arrested before he gets to run for the third term.
What they're saying is that he's gonna change the Constitution to allow him to run for a third vote.
Yeah, these people think Trump has so much power. I don't know who these people are, but they're just giving it to him. He could do whatever he wants. And then he does whatever he wants, and then they get mad. But that's not the case. The guy does have limits. That's how the government's supposed to work. I just think it's funny how everyone has a different perspective of how the government doesn't work.
Yeah.
Because the argument here is the government isn't going to do what it's supposed to do and keep the president in check. Yeah, the government does do that.
Well, they're saying that they're gonna get enough, like they're gonna be able to like to switch the constitution for that. I mean, mind you, to add some context to this. So we just had elections this week, right? Like for midterms on some places.
Probably. I don't know. I didn't vote. I didn't know about that.
Right, and apparently, like Kentucky, I forgot his first name. Massey. He's the guy who's pushing Big Epstein and Congress and all that. Just lost his race, his re-election, and everyone's saying it's because they spent the Republican side spent $32 million of APAC, like, to be able to like do that. And I'm just like, or maybe Kentucky didn't like him. Like, I don't know. But I've been seeing that around today too.
He spent a bunch of money to advertise for his campaign.
Yeah, and they're saying, I think his name is James Massey. And they're saying this other guy wasn't able to do that. Since he had less funding and the average amount was $100, he wasn't able to get those votes.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to say that's not a problem, because that might very well be a problem, but at the same time, I'm not entirely...
I'm not either. I just think it's one of those things like, so maybe we just lose sometimes, and it's because like there is no like legal system saying that no one should vote, and it should only like there is no campaigning, there is none of this. It's you have to go door like it's there like
Yeah,
I think if you want to run for anything in like government, it should be Hunger Games. But the difference,
Hunger Games?
but different. Not Hunger Games, Battle Royale.
That's what the Hunger Games is. It's Battle Royale.
Yeah. No, but there's levels to it. Sometimes if you get better districts, you can have better weapons, better things. None of that. Battle Royale, Warzone, Fortnite.
A Battle Royale is a battle till the end where only one is left.
1 versus 1, yeah.
No, not one versus one. It's many versus all. It's
versus many. One versus all. But I'm saying the Hunger Games had it that you had the district systems and all of that. Apart from the Battle Royale. I'm saying Fortnite's Battle Royale. Everyone's just jumped off the plane. You land where you land.
That's crazy.
Whatever. This is enough pod for the day.
So I do have one quick statement. New holiday being enacted. New national holiday. Put it in your calendars. Tell your governments, tell your jobs. December 5th.
Mm-hmm.
Celebrating the repeal of prohibition. Because
what?
Yeah, the day that the America's prohibition on alcohol got repealed, December 5th.
Oh,
new national holiday. Book it.
That's a bookmark that one.
I will be bringing this up again.
He will be bringing it up again
because we need another holiday, guys. We work.
I agree.
You need an extra day off. And what better way of representing American national history
than the day we ended prohibition?
Celebrating the day that we reclaim some of our freedom.
I agree with you.
Come on.
When we were true-blooded Americans. Outlaws.
All right, guys. It's been a fun episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Please leave a like, comment, subscribe.
Share with a friend.
Notification bell. Share with a friend. Tell Alex he's beautiful. Tell the alien he's beautiful.
Yes, sir. All right, it's been another week, guys.
Of your favorite crypto podcast.
Sometimes crypto.
The Unscripted.
Crypto podcast.
Hey, yo.
Hey, yo.